Oh, hey, back so soon. That's not a problem. You know the saying. It's an old one. Good luck, just like bad luck, happen in three. So, if you made it this far, I am guessing that you're interested in chapter 7. Well, that's perfect timing. Because that's what we was just about to read. So, if you're just now joining us, we've been reading through Journey to the West. We got 6 chapters under the belt, and we're going to see how chapter 7 goes real quick. Appreciate y'all being here. Journey to the West, chapter 7. The great sage escapes from the 8 trigrams furnace. The mind ape is fixed beneath 5 elements mountain. Wealth and honor, glory and fame are predetermined by fate. No one should act against conscience to covet any of them. Far going and deep are the good results of true enlightenment and loyalty. Heaven punishes all wild and wicked deeds, if not at once, then later on. Ask the Lord of the East the reason why disasters strike now. It is because his ambition was high, his plans far-reaching. He did not respect authority, and he smashed conventions. The story goes on to tell how the great sage equaling heaven was escorted by the host of heavenly soldiers to the demon beheading tower and tied to the demon subduing pillar. They hacked at him with sabers, sliced at him with axes, lunged at him with spears, and cut at him with swords. But they were unable to inflict a single wound on him. The Southern Dipper angrily ordered all the gods of the Department of Fire to set him alight and burn him up. But he would not ignite. He told the gods of the Department of Thunder to nail splinters of thunder into him. But however hard they tried, they could not harm a hair of his body. The strong-armed Demon King and the rest of them then reported this to the throne. Your Majesty, they said, this great sage has learned somewhere or other how to protect himself by magic. Although your subjects have hacked at him with sabers and sliced at him with axes, struck at him with thunder and tried to burn him with fire, we've not been able to harm a hair of his body. What are we to do? How can we deal with a wretch like this? The Jade Emperor asked. And the Lord Lao Tzu replied to this in a memorial. That monkey has eaten the peaches of immortality, drunk the imperial liquor, and stole the pills of elixir. He swallowed those 5 gourds of pills of mine, fresh ones and mature ones alike. Now we have used the fire of samadhi on him, which has tempered his body and made it a diamond one that cannot be harmed. The best course would be to let me take him and put him in my 8 trigrams furnace, where I can refine out my elixir with the civil and martial fire and reduce him to ashes at the same time. The Jade Emperor then ordered the 6 Dings and the 6 GI to untie him and hand him over to Lord Lao Zi, who took him away in obedience to the imperial decree. At the same time, the Jade Emperor summoned the illustrious sage Erling to his presence and rewarded him with 100 golden flowers, 100 jars of imperial liquor, 100 pills of elixir, rare jewels, lustrous pearls, brocade, embroidery, and other gifts to share with his sworn brothers. The true Lord Erlang thanked him for his bounty and returned to Guanjinkou. When he reached the 2 sheets of palace, Lord Laozi had the great sage untied, took the hooks from his collarbone, pushed him into the 8 trigrams furnace, and ordered the priest in charge of it and the fire boys to fan and fire up to refine him. Now this furnace was made up of the 8 trigrams: Qin, Kan, Jin, Zhon, Sun, Li, Kun, and Dui. So he squeezed himself into the palace of Sun, as Sun was the wind, in which there was wind, there could be no fire. All that happened was that the wind stirred up the smoke, which made both of his eyes red and left him somewhat blind with the illness called fire eyes with golden pupils. Time soon passed, and without him realizing it, the 7 times 7 or 49 days had passed, and Lord Lao Zi's fire had reached the required temperature and burned for long enough. One day, the furnace was opened for the elixir to be taken out. The great sage, who was shielding his eyes with both hands and wiping away his tears, heard a noise at the top of the furnace. He looked hard and saw daylight, and unable to stand being in there a moment longer, leapt out of the furnace, kicked it over with a crash, and was off. In the ensuing chaos, the fire boys, the keepers of the furnace, the Dings and the GIs, all tried to grab him, but he had knocked them all down. He was like a white-browed tiger gone berserk, a single-horned dragon, raving mad. Lord Lao Zi rushed up to seize him, but was thrown head over heels as the great sage freed himself. He took the as-you-will cudgel from his ear, shook it in the wind till it was as thick as a rice bowl, and once more created total chaos in the palace of heaven, not caring in the least what he did. He laid about him to such an effort that the 9 bright shiners shut their windows and doors, and not a sign was seen of the 4 heavenly kings. Marvelous monkey spirit. As the poem has it, his primordial body matches an earlier heaven, completely natural throughout 10,000 ages, vast and passive, blended with the great monad, always immobile, known as the prime mystery. After so much refining in the furnace, he is not lead or mercury. Having lived long outside the ordinary, he is a natural immortal. His changes are inexhaustible, and still he has more. So say nothing about the 3 refuse or 5 abstentions. Another poem says, a single point of magic light can fill the whole space. Likewise, that staff of his, longer or shorter, depending on his need, upright or horizontal, it can shrink or grow. Yet, another poem runs, to the ape's immortal body is matched a human mind. That the mind is an ape is deeply meaningful. It was quite true that the great sage equaled heaven. The appointment as protector of the horse showed no discernment. Horses and apes together make mind and thought. Bind them tightly together and do not seek elsewhere. When all phenomenon are reduced to truth, they follow a single pattern. Like the Tathagata reaching nirvana under the two trees. This time, the monkey made no distinctions between high and humble as he laid about him to the east and the west with his iron club. Breaking it down a different way, let me just talk to y'all directly. Sun Wukong, aka the Handsome Monkey King, aka the great sage equal in heaven, has been holding back this entire time. Partly because he didn't realize how tough his body had become, but also due to his nature. He is now in the process of literally flattening heaven like a kid flattens a sandcastle. You got gods and immortals flipping out, flying left and right. Anybody who tries to step in his way is getting punted to possibly another heaven they didn't even know about, because that's how far he kicked them. I'll carry on with the story. Actually, let me pause that.